is like banking. The more we put in, the more we get out. And the more we recycle, the more energy and natural resources we save for generations to come. Glass can be recycled over and over again, so you can continually invest in our environment. Recycle glass to bank on a better future for our world with the Glass Recycling Company.
Across the country, we had thousands of reclaimers.
The lockdown has lived up to its name, closing all doors on everyone, including recyclers.
It has been a tough period for these men and women.
Let's just see what it is that we can do.
We managed to mobilize all of the food parcels.
Among the regulations was the ban of alcohol during this period.
Alcohol is the thing that makes people to enjoy, to meet each other, but they must respect the rules for government.
You can be able to stay indoors and not actually move around.
Anybody that comes close to alcohol, more pay.
Every South African is a soldier, because each and everyone has to take responsibility to fight this infection.
Welcome back, everybody, on this Freedom Day broadcast of Morning Live. Great to have you with us. So let's get into our question of the day this morning. And it's been quite funny already to see some of the responses. And people are saying, Freedom Day? Today is Freedom Day? It's a public holiday? Yeah, it is. How do you feel about commemorating Freedom Day while the country is under national lockdown? That's the question that we're asking you. Already a lot of people writing to us, but we'd love to hear from you. If you haven't, at Morning Live, SABC. That's our Twitter handle, and that's how you can get hold of us.
Indeed. All right, let's move on to some of our stories of the day, our news diary. And South Africa today marks Freedom Day, Leanne, but there will be no public celebrations because the current coronavirus pandemic, of course, is what we are gripped by.
Yeah. All right, and according to figures released by the Health Ministry last night, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in South Africa has now risen to 4,546. The number of deaths, that's increased as well by 1 to 87.
Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Health will today hold a virtual meeting where the Health Ministry is expected to give a briefing on the state of readiness of quarantine sites in the country.
And as usual, the information banner that we've got for you here. Any information you require on coronavirus, members of the public are urged to call the 24-hour hotline on 0800 029 999. You can also add the official government COVID-19 support service on WhatsApp, and the number 0600 123 456.
And of course, the daily statistics that we bring you, just to give you a sense as to what is happening regarding the virus countrywide. And just to break down here, the number of confirmed cases, the highest, of course, in the Western Cape at 1,608. Gauteng has 1,331 cases. In KwaZulu-Natal, 863. Eastern Cape's toll stands at 535. The Free State, 110. Limpopo, 31. Northwest, 28. Mpumalanga, 23. And the Northern Cape has 17 confirmed cases.
Yeah. Also, if I can just update you on a global picture at this point in time, we're just below 3 million when it comes to confirmed cases of coronavirus globally. It's sitting at 2.97 million, recovered 866,000, and the death toll is now 207,000 at this point.
And compared to our own stats in that regard, Rianne, tests conducted 168,643, positive cases 4,546. We have 1,473 recoveries, 87 deaths, and active cases now stands at 2,986.
All right, let's move to the trending topics now. And this was the story that happened overnight, probably while you were sleeping, everybody. So we'd heard about these Cuban doctors that were coming into South Africa to come and assist with the fight against COVID-19. Well, they arrived in the early hours of this morning, and of course, SABC News there to capture this historic moment for you. And quite an incredible moment when we saw these doctors arriving in South Africa to assist when it comes to the battle against coronavirus. Now, they of course are going to be deployed to different areas around the country. They're going to be in lockdown for 14 days. That's an important thing to note. But while they are there, they're of course going to be in quarantine to see if they're fit enough and everything's okay with them, and then they will be deployed. So this has always been the history between South Africa and Cuba when it comes to relations, and this is just another step in that direction, showing how firm it is. So, I mean, just quite interestingly, actually, Sakina, I was looking at what it looks like in Cuba when it comes to their coronavirus stats. Not bad at all, actually. They're sitting in the thousand, not even. I mean, they're sitting at basically 1,369 confirmed cases and 54 deaths. That's what Cuba looks like right now. So they also seem to have a hand on the situation. But yeah, anyway, that's Cuban doctors. That's that trend.
And worth noting also, Leanne, is that those Cuban doctors have not only come to South Africa, they have been dispensed with 22 countries around the world, more than 1,200 of them. I remember when they arrived in Italy, they arrived amid a huge bit of fanfare as well.
Yeah.
So Cuba have really done their bit, and I must also say kudos to the SABC on that coverage last night. If you were insomniac, there was really something for you to watch.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We're heading up towards news time, but let's quickly just finish these off. Freedom Day, we know today, the 27th, is the holiday that's recognized here in South Africa. This was the day where South Africans went to vote in their numbers for the very first time for many as a democratic country, and that's hence Freedom Day, a very different looking Freedom Day that we have today as everybody is in lockdown in South Africa. Curfews are being, on South Africans. That'll be happening from level 4. So, it's a bitter pill to swallow when you've been so used to freedom, and then all of a sudden this comes creeping up. But nonetheless, Freedom Day in South Africa, that's what it is today. A public holiday that always is one that's recognized as a very special day in South Africa. Snaking queues of people coming out in their numbers to vote for the very, very first time. And it's a day that we reminisce on for many, many hours, but today will be different. But nonetheless, it is still Freedom Day in South Africa.
And on to the final one very quickly, hashtag the Fergusons must fall. And as we said, every morning someone is falling. Today is the turn of the Fergusons, Connie and Shona. Of course, they own a production company that puts out several productions, among them one called The Queen, from which several of the key characters have resigned once again. And people are saying that it cannot be that these actors keep resigning and the Fergusons remain innocent. Something seems to be wrong there. So this is why people feel the Fergusons must fall.
Oh, not a good news story for them at all, and for, more importantly, the actors involved in this one. And I think, which is the latest one? Was it Dineo?
Dineo, yes. Dineo Langa. So, yeah.
Something up there.
It's certainly. Apparently, she wanted some time off to go and do a movie, a feature film or something, and apparently wasn't quite allowed. They wanted to write her out of the script or something to that effect. So people quite unhappy, it would seem.
All right. Okay, right. Those are your trending topics for this morning on this 27th of April. It's Freedom Day in South Africa, of course, day 32. We've got 4 more days of this level of lockdown, which is level 5, the highest level. Then, of course, as we've been told by our president, we move into level 4, and that'll be happening on Friday. So waiting on details, and I'm sure in the next couple of days, it'll become a lot clearer as to what it'll look like. I know it's gone 7:30. We're a bit late on your news headlines, but nonetheless, Akina's got our details. Let's hand this over to her.